Hey, good morning, good afternoon. This is Hasbro TV here. I'm just going to give some pre-match thoughts for the game. This has just been filmed in the morning, but it's going to be dropped a bit later on. So yeah, we're playing Arsenal today, so it's not exactly a small game, is it? um, Arsenal come into this game as favourites for me, even though Jesus is out for them. I think all their players are back. I think Smith Rowe is actually back for today's game. They and Nketiah's even scoring for them. You've got Martinelli, Saka, Xhaka's playing like incredible this season, and Partey, I hate to say it, he's been really good as well. Their back four better than ours. Their goalkeeper is probably playing better than Lloris right now. And Arsenal do come into this game, like I said, as favourites. But let's think, like, how can we beat Arsenal today? From what I've heard, Benzema is set to start, Kulusevski is set to start. Whether that's reflected in the actual team lineup, I don't know. It's just what I've heard online. And if Bentancur does start and Kulusevski does start, just how fit will they be? Because I think it's a massive risk rushing back players like Bentancur and Kulusevski, especially because they are, for me, in my opinion, our most important players. Especially Bentancur, who's been player of the season for Tottenham this year by a country mile. Kulusevski's based on creativity. If anything, I'd say Kulusevski has more chance to play today because at least he's played a couple games before in the last few weeks. Bentancur hasn't played in ages. I'm hearing rumours that Richarlison might be on the bench today, which is a plus, is a bonus. But how much part will he play? I do not know. I think Conte, as usual, would expect to play a 3-4-3, especially if Kulusevski's back. But I'd be kind of inclined not to play that way. I have my own theories about how we can beat Arsenal today, and this is what I would do. I'd go with a back five, of course, it'd be a back 5-3, however you want to see it, of Doherty, Perisic. I think Lloris will play in goal. Whether I want Forster to play or not, it doesn't really matter. I think Lloris is playing. And then you got Romero, Davies, and Longley. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Dye actually plays. I don't want him to play. I know it's his birthday, but I really don't want Dye to play today. I think Davies is the lesser of two evils, and in a game like this, I think Davies just steadiness, if you want to put it that way, is probably more valuable than Dyer's. I'm going to make a big mistake in a big game again, like against Liverpool. And I think Romero, he needs to kind of keep his head today. I'd be tempted today to play if Bentancur's going to start. Go Saar, Bentancur, and Saar, Bentancur, and Højbjerg. Like I said, I don't know how FIFA Bentancur is, but people are expecting him to start today. But I think Saar for me deserves to play. He deserves to start over Basuma. I think also in a game like this, I think sometimes it's a good idea to throw in a young player because they're just a bit more hungry. And Basuma hasn't exactly had his best time at Tottenham. Basuma might play, and if he does, he'll be in a deeper role. But I think we have to play 3-5-2. But it's going to go against the grain. I would play Kane, of course, as one of the two. He has to play. But I wouldn't play Son. I don't think he deserves to start. Furthermore, his best appearances for Tottenham this season was off the bench in the 3-6-2 win, against Leicester when he scored a hat trick. He's had one goal in his only starts he's only got one goal. He's also extremely poor. And yeah, I would play Kane with Kulusevski, but if Kulusevski can't play, I'd be tempted to play Brian Hill. I don't even care anymore. Like play Brian Hill when like the one behind Kane, and we're gonna have to suffocate Arsenal's midfield and suffocate just in general. Like play a bit more compact, I'd say. I think Perisic and Doherty might have to tuck in a bit. It must be like a five, more than a 3-5-2, but like a 5-3-2. And then I think Kane might even have to drop in midfield in some instances because I expect Arsenal to have the ball way more than us today. And I think the only way I can see us winning is back in 2010 when we beat Arsenal for the first time in like 20 years. We played a very, very, very defensive game. I think we had about 10% possession, for what I remember. So to cast your minds back is when Danny Rose scored that screamer. Yeah, well, we've got a great game to remember. And I remember Bale scored the second goal. We actually went 2-0 up straight after half time on a breakaway with Defoe. He played Bale in, and Bale just slotted past on Munia, whoever was a goal for Arsenal. I can't remember. But I remember that day Redknapp kind of went against the grain as to how he normally plays. A very defensive setup. Like I said, we barely had any of the balls, all Arsenal with the ball, but we took our chances and we won the game. But what I remember in that game is we suffocated Arsenal. We had Fabregas, I remember back then, Van Persie, players like that, but we managed to suffocate them. We're going to have to do the same today. Martinelli's going to have to be doubled up on, I'd say. Saka on the other side, the same thing. But as you guys remember, if you cast your minds back to the away game, Son was meant to be doubling up on Ben White or whoever it was on the right hand side. It was at Partey's before Partey's goal, right? He didn't really do a good job there. So Spurs need to double up on these wide players because Nketiah is still a danger, but he's less of a danger than Martinelli and Saka. I think they're going to do the most damage to us because if we don't play the right system and the right wing backs today, like we're in big trouble. If Emerson plays there, we're in massive trouble. Like we might as well just end the game there. But in midfield, you find Partey always sits and Xhaka kind of plays a bit, further up. But we're going to need to outnumber in the midfield. So for me, it has to be like a three in midfield. And like I said, I think Salah deserves to start over Basuma right now because you just have to base it on current form. And like you look back, like I said, to 2010 with Danny Rose, it was his first debut, right? Sometimes these young players in these games can step up, which is why also I'm quite a big, not admirer, that's the right word. I'm really pushing for Hill to start today. If he's going to play a 3-4-3 or even a 3-5-2, I'm pushing for Hill to start. There is another idea I thought of: play Kulusevski at right wing back, put Hill just behind Kane, and at least you can kind of sort of switch into or transition into like a 4-3-3/3-4-3 or whatever you want to call it to push like a few more players up the field on the breakaway. But I find that Conte plays a defensive system anyway. Regardless, he plays defensive football. So we're more suited to play this way. I hate to say this word, like park the bus and then just hit them on the counter. It's the only way I can see us winning today. I think we need to get hold of Xhaka in midfield. If Partey, I don't think I know he scored against us, but I don't think he's much of a threat. It's just this more, he's going to drop. Xhaka's going to try and play the passes through to Saka, Martinelli, and then Nketiah kind of takes off the rebounds of them, I've noticed. And like I said, Arsenal are the favourites. I'd take a draw right now just to move on. But if we're going to win the game, we're going to have to play like we did back in 2010. That's just my opinion. And come on, you Spurs.